Okay, so this video gonna be a review for the newest chapter in One Piece. Obviously, this video will have spoilers if you're only a anime watcher, and then it's gonna be just be lots of spoilers and so on. And it's the chapter 1000, chapter 3, and yeah, it's a very interesting chapter. We see obviously the continuation of the battle between the worst generation against the two emperors. Obviously, we have three emperors there because Monkey D. Luffy is there and he is one of the emperors. Uh, yeah. Anyways, we have the old generation and the emperors fighting each other, and obviously Monkey D. Luffy he do some attacks with his like armament haki punches and so on, and try to bring down Kaido. Kaido obviously is in his dragon form, and it feels like they really don't do so much damage against Kaido. It's the worst they do, like they maybe knock down Kaido like 2 seconds, and then Kaido go back again, and then Kaido do some kind of dragon twister attack that he with his like super powerful wind attacks that is almost like knives. When he roar, they come out lots of powerful winds that cut everything when it strikes. And then obviously, so everybody do their best, they fight, and obviously Big Mom do attack. But I think the interesting thing with this chapter is that in the end of the close to the end of the chapter, we see the CP0, and the CP0 is the highest the highest ranking secret service so it's under control of the world government. They are like, I think Rob Lucci is one of them. I don't know anybody else of them. There's 3 person there. One with like a white hat and a mask, and this kind of thing. I know very little about them, extremely little about them. But anyways, they are the top ranking secret service. They do the world government's dirty work. For example, the world government sent out them to do contract with one country. If that country is at war with some country, they for example sell them maybe like chemical weapons. So when and the secret service come there and to assassinate some person, but they always come there when the country is weakened. So they really just go to the source, and then they disappear again so quickly as they come. They disappear, and so on. So it's very interesting now. For we see obviously that makes me worry is that when we see Orochi's head lying on the floor, and for me that is just the thing I don't want to see is that Orochi come back to life. For me, like you have so many powerful characters in Wano right now. You have the All Stars, the Toperopos, the Worst Generation. You have you have 3 emperors on the island. You have so many powerful characters. I think we don't need Orochi. I think okay, somebody can. For example, we know that I hope Orochi is dead. But if he's dead, that means that the devil fruit he have eaten, that is the Yamato Orochi, the 10-headed snake. So I hope somebody else take that fruit and get that power, so that is more deserving of that power than Orochi was. And so it's because for me, like Orochi was a really irritating character. It was like I think the best thing was when Kaido killed him, but really, and because yeah, so I really hope that he stays dead. His power can come back to life. I have no problem with if his power come back to life, but somebody else that Zoro maybe have to fight, so will have Yamato Orochi that devil fruit power. So it's not him that is already dead, but somebody else have that power, and this kind of thing. So that now we have obviously this latest is that we have CP0 there, and the Super Zeros say, obviously in the chapter they say, please pirate, please destroy each other. That help us very much, because if, for example, if the two old emperors dies, that means there's going to be a huge power vacuum in the One Piece world, because we now it's like obviously from the beginning in Wano, the CP0 was there, and they work with Yamato Orochi because they sell them like special weapons, and like some kind of, I think, sea stone bullets, like weapons that can kill people with devil fruit, that neutralize the devil fruit and this kind of thing. So they have some connection, like I said before, that they always do business with pirates, even if they are against pirates, they do business with them. So, for example, if there's two emperors in this war, the world government try to help one of them to defeat the other, so they can neutralize the other and then attack them later when they don't have, because that is the world government's biggest fear, is if somebody like they go alliance, like two emperors that have happened right now with Big Mom and Kaido was alliance together, because they originally come from the same pirate crew that was under the Rocky D. Sebek's leadership, and so on. Yeah, and so there was lots of. I think the most interesting thing with the chapter was obviously that with the CP0, and obviously the last thing in the chapter is obviously we see a shadow of Kaido's hybrid form. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see in the chapter 1004, to see how his hybrid form will look like, and how much different his power will be from when he is from normal to dragon to hybrid, how much balance there will be, because hybrid form is balance in power. They connect to two powerful elements. So the example, if Kaido was just strong with when he don't use his power, I don't know yet if you can call it the devil fruit, because Oda say in the chapter before 999, they say his devil fruit is gonna call fish no mi. That is a mythical fruit that can be, as I said before, with that. My speculation that it will be the Leviathan, but we don't know yet. Probably maybe it will be that, like so everybody think that is the fish that swim up from the waterfall, and because the guard gets so proud, they make that fish to be turn to a dragon, because lots of connection with the eastern dragons have connection with like different animals, like deer, tiger, fish, and so on. So they have connection and this kind of thing. So you have different part of the animal. So the 100 Beast Kaido is also connection with how he controls lots of beast character, prehistoric beasts, for example, like the mammoth, the Triceratops, and other Ceratops and so on, have different character with have different devil fruit power, that is dinosaurs or ancient creatures, or for example, so on and so on. So so there's a big, it's a big fight. It's a war, and the CP0 describe how many people that was originally 5,000 members of one side, I think, and after the around in the battle, I think, so only I think 4,000 is left, so 1,000 have died in the battle. So it's a big war. It's a big battle, but because it's much more connected, like filled down to more in the battle with Kaido and the Worst Generation and Big Mom. So we see more about that battle on the roof than we see the war that is downstairs. So that is the first time ever we know, because it gives us a number how many people have died in the battle, and obviously they are very CP0s are little bit surprised that the samurai is still work so good for them. But you have to understand that obviously, because the samurai fight in the traditional way, with old musket and katanas and yuris and different kind of old classical weapons. But obviously the side that worked for Yamato Orochi, that was connected with the world government, obviously get much better weapons. So they have much better firepower weapons, and like chemical weapons. For example, that Caesar Clown was connected with Doflamingo, and they send chemical weapons, and that chemical weapons was a weapon that Jack the Drought used when he attacked the Mink tribe. Used chemical weapons. So also Queen the Plague is that very very famous in using magical poison weapons that can control people to ice zombies and so on. And that is the reason why, for example, why Queen the Plague has a high bounty, because he do horrific thing. He have horrific weapons that do horrific damage. Because it's very, for example, if you have chemical weapons, it's very hard to defeat you, because you can spread their poison everywhere with their grenades and this kind of thing. So we obviously now we know that Yamato Orochi in some way have connection with with the world government, and the world government send their CP0, because that is the best secret service organization, and then send it there because Wano is outside of the contracts for different countries are connected with the world government, and Wano is outside, so not so many people know about Wano, because there was a very long time closed to the world, was closed, and so yeah, it's a mysterium. But now they are there and they're fighting, and yes. So the interesting thing will be here, if, for example, Big Mom and Kaido will die in this war, in the Wano. That means that probably the next someone will take Kaido's place. Big Mom's place is probably I think Katakuri, because we still have Katakuri left, and the other members. So all other characters are still alive. They are only knocked out, but they're still alive. Cracker, Katakuri. So we not only know that Speros is on the island, and Speros probably will fight against Carrot, because Speros killed Carrot's best friend, and Carrot's best friend was Pedro, but originally Pedro tried to blow himself up to kill Speros, but Speros do use his candy devil fruit as a shield. So when he blew himself up, he was protected around with his hardened shell and this kind of thing. So this chapter was okay. It was an okay chapter. It was okay chapter. The only thing that worries me, as I said before, is that when we see Yamato Orochi's head still there on the floor, after when some later chapter before his head was cut off of Kaido, and so that means if he is dead, that I hope for, he's dead, because I don't want to see him again. If he is dead, that means his devil fruit is back to the spirit. That devil fruit is back to the fruit that he ate originally. I don't know what kind of fruit that was, but it was a mythical fruit. I think that is the first ever mythical fruit we see in the manga. And the difference with mythical fruit, the original normally the fruits will have spiral around them, like spirals. A mythical fruit is just like a clean fruit with not just a clean fruit. But you see on the symbol of the fruit, like the shell like it's 8 shells that symbolize in the the 10 symbolize 10 heads. So the 10 things that symbolize the 10 heads. Yeah, so that means that somebody will probably eat it, that Yamato fruit, because that, or well, the government will take it in some way, because they are there now and they play some game. And obviously that girl that play the instrument, I don't know the name of the instrument, with like the mask with the eye on, is always also working for CP0. So the CP0 have been there all the time and watching the war. And obviously because the world government knows everything, because they have sent out different agents to different places in the world, to have always see when they should strike, when they should use their busticles, and this kind of thing. So yeah, maybe after Kaido and Big Mom is defeated, maybe the world government will send their busticles. So this will be very interesting, because you have to understand, if Kaido and Big Mom get killed, that means their Kaido and Big Mom's devil fruit will come back to the original form, as you can eat them again. So devil fruit will always come back to life, even if the owner die, the devil fruit will come back to life. So that means somebody will eat Kaido's Kaido's fruit, that we still not know if that is the dragon fruit or is something else, but we can say for right now that can be probably is his dragon fruit, because they call mythical fish for me and so on. And then we have Big Mom's fruit that can put in spiritual, take things from people like the soul and put it into object and make the object bring them to life. For example, she can bring a ship to life, a sword to life, candies, house, everything she can bring back to life. And yeah, so all of them have if they die, the fruit will come back to life. Somebody else will eat them, and we don't know yet who. If they're gonna be Blackbeard, maybe, who knows, and this kind of thing. We just have to wait again to the next. Especially if people are here in I think in Europe, different from Germany, but in other places in Europe, we have to wait to Friday again, the next Friday, and because they always come out, I think, on Thursday in Japan, the Shonen Jump chapters, the magazine, and then and I think in the same in Germany, they will release their Germany translation on Thursday, next Thursday. So it's nice. There's no break, so it's going to be very, very interesting, cool to see Kaido's hybrid form, and that he have mix of his two different powers and this kind of thing. And the other thing I want to say that is not in the chapter at all is that with the Guard Valley battle with Rock Sebek against Golden Roger and Carp and so on. The thing is, I'm wondering here if they only describe Rock Sebek against the only 3 characters described in the battle: Rock Sebek, and Golden Roger and Carp. But we know that Golden Shaki, or that is unclear about. Is that war before the war against when Golden Shaki against Golden Roger with his Golden Armada, or is it after that? That is wondering. For that means what I mean with this is that. If that is the case, we know that because we have Rock Sebek have a super pirate team on his side: Big Mom, Kaido, Golden Lion, Shaki, John, and then the Silverax. Then we have some Chinese pirate, like based on a historical Chinese pirate, and so on. But we don't know if they were there at that battle. We only know these 4 characters, as we already say, no, sorry, only three character. So we don't know if there was a war, the sideline war with the Marine and the Goldie Rogers pirate against Rock Disabek's pirates, and they fight some other places. Because we only know that in some way a Big Mom described that she gave that mythical devil fruit to Kaido after the battle, so they have to be that Big Mom and Kaido and the others, some of them, are in there in the same time in the Guard Valley when Guard Valley was struck of a buster call from the world government, and there was sink under the ocean somewhere. So, but we don't. That is the interesting thing. We don't even. For the thing what I'm speculating now, what I'm fearing is that thinking is that the world that Rocky Zebek do not get killed or somewhere disappear, but they just say that he was defeated, because if they defeat Rocky Zebek, that means they should have captured Big Mom and Kaido, and this is very strange that all of them escape and still they turn to be emperors for each different countries. So it's very, very interesting that the world government, just only we know that they somehow destroyed the island, but we don't know why they don't capture. Okay, they capture Kaido, but we don't know why they don't put Kaido under Sea Stone's chain and then execute him as the same way they execute Goldie Roger. But lots of them, just for example, Golden Shaki escaped from the Impel Down prison, so they captured him. But the other pirates, we don't know what happened to them. Obviously, sorry, John obviously was killed, so we see him in Thriller Bark, a shadow of himself, because Bucky the Clown want to find his treasure. So there's lots of pirates there. It's very still mysterious about the Rocks pirates and this kind of thing. So yeah, maybe we'll get more information about them later on in One Piece and so on. And yeah, that is everything I really want to say in this chapter. Okay, bye.